Maker fun rhyme. This here's a blubber schmuck. Glue got sloppy on me, Big D. Come on. Yeah, I've been there, Max, for sure, by golly. Kind of casein smear let down. Come on. Yeah, 10-4 to the hobby store there, Big D. Yeah, I'll meet you at the front door, good buddy. Percy takes a drive. Looks like we're buying a car toy.
Hey, welcome back to Pappy Tinkers. And as you can see here, I've got a new line of the KALEIDO paints from Gaahleri here in front of me. And I know what a lot of you guys were thinking when this stuff first came out. Well, it just came out. Oh my gosh, just what we need. Another brand of paint to try to choose from and see if we like it and learn how to spray it and all this other stuff. Plus there's the storage of it. I mean, we could spend thousands of dollars on every paint line out there. But yes, I wanted to try it. So I bought a couple colors from each of their new lines. They have a mech line, which is for the Gundam colors and stuff like that. They have a series of metallics, like this scorched gold here. This they've also got titaniums and silvers and stuff like that. Nothing claiming to be chrome-like, and that's fine. I've found something that I like for that, and it's going to be hard to get me away from that one. They've got some primary colors like this red and a black, yellow. They've also got some metallic colors like this for auto line, like this diamond white, this pink, and this teal. So I decided that I'd go ahead and give them a try to see how they covered, to see if they adhered well. And that's one of my biggest issues is adhering. And I haven't got to test all of them yet, but I did do a little bit of testing last night. As you know, as you may or may not know, I just got back from Ohio, so this stuff from Gaahleri, and I do have some other stuff to show you here in a few minutes. But this was waiting for me. So I sprayed some spoons last night, and I just did the primer and the red. I took one spoon and I sanded it with the primer. I did get a bottle of the KALEIDO primer, and I have to say I'm pretty impressed with the adhesion on this primer, especially if you sand it. I mean, you can see I'm pushing pretty hard on it. I also did one with just the bare plastic, no sanding at all on it, and I can scratch it with my fingernail and scratch some off, but it's not like many of the other brands that I've tried. You can see in there that I did scratch it. Now these have been sitting for maybe about 12-13 hours now, so I wouldn't call it cure, but even non-sanded plastic spoons, you can hear how hard I'm trying to scratch this, and even places that I had tried to before. Let's see, is this showing through? Like this spot I did last night, I scratched it with my fingernail after maybe an hour, but now after about 12-13 hours and running this plastic thing over, can you see how much pressure I'm putting on this, and it's still not scratching? This could be something very good, something just what I'm looking for. I haven't tried it on the model yet, but that will be coming soon. A lot of you also know that some of the colors like red, they just don't cover like they used to. Red, That's also why I got 2 whites, to try to see how these covers were, how the coverage is. And so I sprayed this spoon. This is 3 coats over just this white spoon, no primer. And this is already just about where it is with the bottle. And it has a nice gloss to it. It's not perfect. It's not a showroom finish. Like I said, I did this tired after driving 12 hours. I was just so excited to test it. Now this side has not been sanded. And again, I made these little scratches last night after it was sitting an hour. And here I am trying to scratch it with this plastic thing. Of course it will with the edge of the blade. But the non-sanded side of this spoon is good. I can't scratch it with my fingernail. This side is sanded, and again the same way. Back here, I don't know, I stopped sanding somewhere around in here, and this stuff's got some pretty good adhesion. I am very excited to do some more testing with this, with these colors. The actual colors are limited at this particular time, but there will be more to come, more brands, and I'm excited to see what they got. Plus the prices is very, very reasonable. I think it was like $3.39 or $3.49 per 20 milliliter bottle, which is right on par with just about everything else. But the adhesion, well, that's a big one for me. And some cool color names like Freedom Blue, you know, I just had to get that one. But I got some other things to from there also to do some more testing with. Like I said, I got the primer, and that's what I did the first couple spoons with. This is just a flat, very light gray primer. You can see it next to white. It not a very dark gray at all. In fact, I wasn't sure, because it was kind of dark where I was spraying. I wasn't sure I was getting any coverage at all. I thought my air gun broke. If you can hear this, it's got a mixing ball in it, just like the rest of the paints do. All these bottles have their own mixing ball. So far I'm pretty impressed with this primer. I have not tried the varnish or the thinner yet, but they do come in nice little boxes like this that are pretty sturdy, and you can't beat that. And I'm going to try to get some testing done on their gloss varnish pretty quickly, within a week or two, because I'm actually excited about these paints, and I already know I've been looking for a color very similar to this on a project that I've got coming up, so that could be the perfect color I'm looking for. Now this one is going to be hard to see, but if you've looked at the Gaahleri website, in their accessories they've got additional styled air caps for the spray guns. And I guess I should have opened this first, but this is the crown pattern air cap. And what I'm looking for is something where I can get real close to the subject that I'm painting and still have the airflow. I'm trying to work on getting the shading of clothes on some of these little figures that I like to paint, and to get right up in there without all the back spray from the airbrush going right back in and clogging up the needle and clogging up the air cap. So maybe something like this will help. Let me open this here. Okay, can you see the design on this? This is the crown point air cap, and the idea behind this is to allow excess paint and blowback from the spray gun to escape the other sides, but still be able to protect the needle as you get close to the subject. We'll do a test on this here very shortly. And it comes in a wonderful little protective cap like this. And just to make sure that something this small didn't get lost, I also picked up Gaahlerie's small parts holder. These things are very nice. I've spent $100 and some odd on Pappy airbrushes and other brands that when you get their parts that has extra needles and stuff, it's just a bag. Nothing extra to keep it in. But this is this nice, beautiful little case. It's got a series of little nameplates here with different sizes so that you can put that in these places. There's a spot for needles, a spot for air caps, and keeps everything nice and neat so it doesn't get bent and out of shape. There's actually pre-cuts in this. You can see that there's some pre-cutting that's already been done. So like if I want to keep this in this plastic bottle, I can remove that, take it right back in there, get everything pressed down, and there we go. That's pretty handy. Whole lot better than just a plastic bag that doesn't even have a Ziploc on it. I don't know why the other companies don't do this. Simple. Well, these are like $4 and well worth the price of it. That's less than half the price of a new needle or air cap or fluid tip. These things are certainly worth the money. But I got something else from Gaahleri too that I'm even more excited to show you. Alright, hang on just a minute. Yep, this is what I was probably even more excited about the paint for. The Mobius 2.0. It just got here. I've cut the plastic off so I don't annoy Tiffany with the crinkly sound of plastic. You open the box. Got all the parts laid out just like you'd expect from any of the other Gaahleri products, so that you know exactly where everything goes, which size O-rings, where they go. Even if you pick up a used one, you can take it apart and go, hey, there's not an O-ring up here. And Gaahleri, of course, sells everything very easily off their website. Now, I won't tell you how long it took me to find one for a certain other brand that I recently picked up when I needed a new O-ring. Nice protective thing on top. Extra O-rings and packing nuts just in case. And look at this beauty. This is supposed to be their premium line. It's got a smooth trigger, little cup, narrow feed, .02. Feels good in my hand. It looks nice. It has a professional feel to it. And I've picked up many airbrushes over the years. Let's take out this cup. They say ultra polished. If I can see my eye in this, I guess that'll qualify as ultra polished in my book. What's the inside of this cup look like? Wow. You know, I bet something like this would be absolutely perfect for spraying that Fusion Firm chrome. And I'll also bet that once you pour some in this cup, you won't be able to see it. It'll all look chrome. Very nice. Lots of the adjustments on it. It's like one of the things. Very smooth adjustment. Everything feels so smooth. Plus it comes with a quick disconnect right here. And like I said before, what I'm looking for is something where I can get right up in there and try to do some shading to make the clothing and the figures that I paint look a little bit better. I haven't used an airbrush with this before. It's supposed to be a quick change of pressure. Depending on what type of compressor you're using, that may or may not make a difference. But this way you can do it right here at the gun. So you can cut down the pressure and make different things. You know what? There is no sense in showing you guys a fancy airbrush like this without actually spraying something. Alright, let me go away for a minute, and I'm going to, I think we're going to try a little bit of this sunset orange. It's gloss. This is from the Mecha series, and what we're going to try to do with this, I have this little 3D printed mountain lion. Let's get that out of the way so you can see it. This little 3D printed mountain lion that I've already pre-shaded some of the darker areas, and I'm going to come in and start giving it a little bit of color now. Well, this may or may not be the exact color that I want. It'll at least give us an idea of how the airbrush works and what we can expect. Alright, give me a few minutes. Okay, I've shaken up the KALEIDO Sunset Orange from their Primary and Mecha series. We're going to open this. Alright, nothing extra to undo there. And we'll just take it straight from the bottle and we'll add a couple drops of color in there. Now I'm using the Gaahleri Serene Air compressor, so you should be able to hear me talk. Let's get a little bit of testing. It seems to be spraying just fine. We'll cut this pattern back just a little more. Okay, that's what I want. And we're going to come in here, hit the darker spots. Yeah. Now with this slight of pressure and cutting back the needle, I would not be surprised to be getting a fair amount of tip dry. So far. Yes. See some tip dry going on right there already. You can see this coverage going in over the black. And this is pretty good coverage. Just light coats over this black, and we're doing fine. And with that little Serene air compressor, you can't even hardly hear that. And this is just what, 4 or 5 feet away. Right now I'm just trying to fill in some of the darker areas. A little bit more tip dry. Right on there. But again, tip dry is to be expected when you're not allowing it to open up all the way, because as you pull the trigger back, you kind of wipe any of that off as you're going. I don't know if you can see, but there's hardly any paint on already. I'm not seeing any spattering or anything that looks out of place with what I'm spraying. So far, I am very pleased. With both the airbrush and the paint. And in just a second, let's see what kind of coverage we get over this brand new white spoon with nothing done to it yet. Wow. Dog hair. Must be at the Tinker House. One quick coat. Look at that. So you can see how much I had this dialed back on that lion head. One coat. Of course, you can see that this is not the same shade as the bottle, but again, one coat over white. I'm pretty impressed with that. And so far, I'm pretty impressed with this Mobius 2.0 or 0.02, 0.2, 2.0. The Mobius. Finally, let's put another coat on here. Now we can see it's starting to really orange up. Oh yeah. And we should be a lot closer now to the bottle. Still a little bit off. 2 coats. Third coat should get you there. Let's get a little bit more on my mountain line here. I'm pleased with how this is looking so far. So now we're going to put some of this primary yellow on it. It's already been on the shaker for a few minutes. KALEIDO yellow, and I think because I want thinner coats, I am going to go ahead and add a drop of their airbrush thinner into the gun. Put one in the bottom. Something different with these bottles is they seem to seal better than most of these 20mm bottles. Plus you can definitely get a little bit extra effort on these. Let's add a couple drops of yellow in here. Okay. One more drop of the thinner. Now this is typically not the way that I mix these paints, but you know, always that never mix up in the airbrush. Yeah. Just like the rest of you all out there, we don't always follow our rules, right? Okay, we got a nice little thing. And let's just do some light passes of yellow over this. The reason we're doing very light passes like this is we want the darker oranges to flow through, to show through that it's not all one color. You look at any animal and the fur on it is not all one color. It's not all brown. And I suspect this is going to go probably pretty quick over this. We're going to give that a minute to set up. So my first impressions with this paint are pretty positive. It cleans up easy, it sprays nice, just like it advertised. It's ready right out of the bottle. You don't have to add anything. I did with the yellow just simply for the effect I was trying to get, so that the orange would show through on the darker sides and in the shadows. And this was just a few minutes of playing around with this and the Mobius 2.0 or 0.2. And my first impressions of this is that I like it. I did not play around much. I definitely like this new trigger better, the fancier trigger better, and I'll have to look to see if that upgrade is available for some of their other models. Ease of adjustability, price, cleanup. I mean, it looks just as shiny with this mirror polish. That's why you pay a little bit extra for this stuff, because that makes it so much easier to clean with it like that. It just wipes away. I look forward to doing more of this. And yes, I've got Gaahleri as a sponsor and advertise them on my channel, but this was all stuff that I paid for. And don't forget, if you want to try this right now, they have a special going. You buy 5 bottles of this KALEIDO's paint, and you get a sixth one free. Hopefully, I get this up soon enough that special is still going. Maybe you just want some of the primary colors, but I think it could be worth it. Don't forget to use code Pappy Tinkers and get 10% off plus the sale price. I mean, you can't beat that. And this, like I said, not an extensive testing with this 2.0 yet, 0.2, 2.0, 0.2, but that'll come later. And yeah, I'm impressed with that and the paints. Alright, I'll flash that code up here again on the screen, and we'll see you next time on Pappy Tinkers.